Let's talk about ethics as a brand, as a communicator, as a creator. Are you responsible for what you build? Now, ethics in communications is not just about having the right ethical mission statement on your website or your client's website. It's much more than that. It's really about every decision that you make when you are communicating. It's about what you are amplifying, who you are working with, collaborating with, partnering with, what you're willing to do in terms of like how far are you willing to go, to what length, and for which objective. So it's your responsibility as a practitioner, as the brand, as the business, as a creator, to keep this all in mind. Why? Because it adds up and then you can end up in hot water if you're not aware of the moves that you're making and how it's impacting you, your brand, your business. So let's talk about this. I've been in communications and the media for 25 years and recently have more of a systems thinking background. And I'm here to help you level up your strategic thinking, expand your awareness of your brand, how you communicate, and really becoming a stronger critical thinker. The problem with how ethics unfortunately gets taught, it's really all about our being sort of personally virtuous. You know, you're a good person. But, we know in brand communications, being good and authentic can actually be quite performative. I said it. Let's talk about the practitioner, though. You can be personally honest, you can be a lovely neighbor, but are you building an infrastructure for your brand? Are you communicating for your brand in a way that not only cultivates an honest brand, one with integrity, one that cares about ethics? Or are you building something that's essentially going to be deceiving at scale? You can't sleep at night. What responsibility actually looks like in practice? Let's discuss. There are three decisions which would really be helpful for you to make constantly. And a lot of us practitioners within the communications and creative economy space tend to make these decisions unconsciously. What are you choosing to amplify and what are you choosing to suppress in terms of your reputation, your image, whomever you're communicating for? What are you choosing to amplify and what are you suppressing? Whose narrative are you centering and whose are you erasing? Is there any erasure going on? Again, whose narrative has become dominant? Are you prepared to dominate the communications? And whose are you erasing? Or whose is being erased? If you're working in a team, there are other decision makers. Um, whose narrative is being erased? Erased. Then third, what you are framing as fact is important to understand and identify compared to what you are framing as an opinion. Within this new realm of digital communications, creators and communicators are having to understand journalism, are having to understand the legalities. What you might be framing as fact could be an opinion, and vice versa. So you've got to be really clear. So these are three areas. Let's repeat. What are you choosing to amplify and therefore suppress? Which narrative is dominant, therefore, which one is being suppressed, erased even? And then what are you framing as a fact and what are you framing as an opinion? The client question, who you work for, is definitely an ethical decision. Uh, it might be a commercial one, but you're still making an ethical choice subconsciously. It's about making it conscious. The communications that you produce for that client extends the reach and then it extends the legitimacy of whoever has hired you. And so that extension is therefore yours to account for. You are extending their reach, so you're having to account for that. You can't just do the whole, plausible deniability. That's not professional and it shouldn't be a professional standard. Then there's the thing about when the scale changes the stakes. What I mean by this is when a practitioner works on a brand or a platform and it's not essentially working well, it's not communicating. And then the practitioner comes in to shape the environment and changes things. And what one person therefore says to another becomes a powerful engagement between a brand and a wider audience, and it's done repeatedly. It's therefore optimized on channels and it becomes an infrastructure and it scales. And now the stakes are higher. So now the responsibility of that scale and that reach is on you. So the bigger, the higher you scale, the higher the stakes. Here's a final question. The practitioner's actual question, okay, if you're a communicator, creator, it shouldn't be, "Oh, is this legal?" Because, oh gosh, the amount of things that people get away with because, "Oh, I'm not breaking the law, am I?" How about, "Is this honest? Uh, is this decent?" Can we bring decency back? It's, what am I building and who is this serving? And what does it make easier or harder for someone? And if you can't answer those, if you can't be clear in your head about those questions, then I don't think you're actually practicing communications. You're not a practitioner. It's just administration. You're admining. So once again, this video, after the one I did about propaganda, is about enhancing our thinking, especially our critical thinking, expanding our awareness around how we are communicating for our brand. I think the biggest one is, sorry, I've just been drinking fizzy water. Now my throat's making strange gurgly sounds. Um, it's really helpful to understand when you are communicating, think about the ideas that you are amplifying and therefore what you're burying. It can be completely fine, like nothing malignant there at all, completely benign, right? And it can actually just be a good reflection practice and for you to get clarity on, oh, okay, so I am really quite strong on communicating our core values and our North Star. That's okay, then I'm good. I'm on the right track. It's a helpful exercise. So it's not just about ensuring you're good, it's about having a much stronger sense of, ah, this is what we're doing and this is how we're doing it. And we are in a good position because we can sleep at night and we are protecting our reputation and mitigating against any risk, any reputational risk. It's a win-win. I'd welcome your thoughts in the comments, of course. And if you haven't done that wonderful thing, which really helps me, is to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.